We're now going to look at percentage increase and decrease. What that is when you're given how much something increase is in terms of the actual amount or decreases, but you have to work out what that increase or decrease represents as a percentage of what you started with. Let's find out what that means. Percentage, I'm going to change the color, percentage increase / decrease. Now an example might be the stock market is 13,400. I'm guessing, I think it's roughly around there. And now suddenly someone announces, let's say I announce that I'm going to be the new CEO of Google. Okay? The announcement is made, and now what happens is the stock market goes down to 11,650. But the question is, by what percentage, did the stock market decrease? Did the stock market, let's give myself a bit more space, stock market decrease? Well, here's what you need to do. And just quickly, the reason why that would be interesting is that instead of on the TV evening news, instead of saying stock market down by X number of points, 1,000, what have you, you can actually say stock market down 25% or down 32%. It just makes it a lot more compact and accessible for some people to hear. Okay, to work out a percentage increase or decrease, first you need to work out how much it's actually gone down or up. In this question, you would do 13,400, take away 11,650, and that would tell you how much it's gone down. So it's gone down by 1,750 points. That is 1,750 points. Next, you need to write that as a fraction of what you started with. Not what you've gone to, but the decrease or increase as a fraction of what you started with, the original amount. In this question, that would be 1,750 divided by, which means as a fraction, of 13,400, which was the original amount. That gives you your answer as a fraction, or if you worked it out in a calculator, as a decimal. Let's work that out. 1750, which is the decrease, divided by 13,400, which was the original, to give us that as a decimal. To convert from decimals to percentages, we times by 100. So the stock market decreased by 13.06%. 13.06%. And that is what you'd see in all the headlines. Let's try that with a different question. Give myself a bit more space. This time we have a Mercedes-Benz. 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 And previously they thought it was worth £35,000. Then they realized that, let's say, that Winston Churchill used to own that Mercedes-Benz, owned this car. Now, suddenly, the price is, for the car, is £42,800. Because people want to drive the car that Winston Churchill used to own. The question would be, by what percentage has the value increased? Okay, let's try and fit that on into one line. Here we go. There we go. Okay, same thing as last time. The same technique. What we do is, I wonder if black would work. Let's see. We need to work out the gap, the difference between what we've started with and what we've got. In this case, the increase. To do that, we can minus them from each other to see the gap. And the gap, the increase, was 7,800. 7,800. And we turn it into a fraction of the original amount. That's 7,800 divided by 35,000. We work that out on the calculator, and this gives us the increase as a decimal. It was a fraction, now it's a decimal, and finally, to get it as a percentage, we times that by 100. In other words, the value of the car increased by 22.29%. 22.29%. It pays to have Winston Churchill drive your car.